All right, everybody, we're back in the shop. Another day, more work being done. We're gonna go ahead and start taking stuff off this thing and try to get it stripped down to just a block. We did get started a little bit, got the fan off there, just took it off that way, and then we got the AC compressor, and then those two hoses came off. They were right here on the front, but the AC compressor bolted on right there. So just took a couple things off before we started videoing, but here we go. We're right back at trying to see if we can get this all stripped down and get it to a block, and eventually we'll see what's inside of this thing. What we're gonna do is focus on this side. Predominantly, the intake is the big thing you see right there in the middle. And then there's a wiring harness, fuel rail, some other stuff over here on this side that we gotta get off. So basically we're gonna strip the stuff off of this side of the motor and try to get to the point where we can see the block. So we're gonna dive in and see what we get off first. So we'll just have to start taking a few things off. So here we go. Okay, so we started with this. Basically you take the cap off, then you undo that, and now that thing should pull right out the bottom. And we'll just leave the bracket on the intake. So that was simple. Next. Okay, we took all the bolts off of the intake manifold. Now we're going to see if we can get it off. So, I don't know, we're going to give it a whirl there. Oh, you know what? Hold on. You know what we didn't do?
What?
You didn't take this, bolted it to the head. So we're going to do that, and then we'll try to get it off. All right, sorry for the lighting, but so we got this vent tube right here that goes down, and then you can see there, and there's a spring that holds tension on it. So we're gonna use both of us to get this intake thing off. So one's gonna pull down on it like that, and then the other one's gonna try to get the intake off because it's got to slide out a little bit before it can go up. So anyway, we're gonna both wrestle on this a little bit and see if we can get it busted loose, and then we'll get back on the camera and show you where we are. So anyway, here we go. We'll see where we come back at you. All right, well, here we go. So you can see we had to get the little hammer there and gave a couple taps just to bust the seals loose on the intake there real quick. What you didn't see was we were able to do that. He was pulling down on this tube that was right here. That's the spring that holds it. So that was out of the way, and we were able to pull the intake out. At one point, the hose that goes right here was still connected, so that was holding it because that went around the fuel rail and stuff. So that was causing a problem, so we had to undo that real quick. Then, yeah, we did those before we busted it loose, but then the other thing is, with the wiring harness, there was a crank sensor wire that went all the way around here.
Not crank sensor.
Or
One of
some
them
kind
crank.
of sensor. Okay,
This
yeah.
is what it was. Whatever that is.
So, yeah. So anyway, it went there, it went under the bracket, so he had to pull that bracket off while I was holding the intake. So that was all of that mess. So we didn't do it probably the best way, but we got it off, and here it is. So we'll have to do some more disassembly of this sucker. But for now, we got it off. So if you're curious, that's what the bottom of an M20 intake looks like. So you can see where all those wires come out, throttle body, sensors, different things. And then here's your wiring harness. This is a little bracket here that holds the wiring harness that we undid. All this other stuff and all that part which we talked about before, but I think it was this sensor right here was the one that went all the way around to the other side. You can unplug the sensor, but it wouldn't come out because it's behind that bracket. Anyhow, that's that. This is the other side. I know the lighting's probably not the best, but that's the other side of the
That's your fuel injectors.
yeah, so you can see right there where the fuel injectors shoot in. And then this is the fuel injector rail, the fuel injectors.
That's the wire.
Yeah,
Harness
wiring rail,
thing
sorry.
Behind is the rail.
Yeah, so all your fuel injectors are in there. That's different than the one we have. The one we have, these are loose, like just loose wires go to each one of these. So it's just a bunch of plugs. This one's got a different.
And these go to the thermostat, which,
Yeah.
so that.
So this holds multiple wires, and then it comes out here and goes up here down into this nest of things.
I assume you have to pry this apart to get
Yeah,
stuff separated,
probably so.
because this is not fitting through there.
Yeah, and that's your fuel rail and stuff. So you can see down in there a little bit. So that's it, we got that off. And that led us to this side of the motor.
You can see your valves.
Obviously we got one more hose to come off.
And in there looks pretty clean. You see
Looks
some of them are
alright.
open.
Yep,
Closed, open, closed, open.
yep. So we're not gonna
They look
we're
pretty
gonna
good.
tease you a little bit more and stop this video probably at this point. Like I said, we gotta get that one last hose that's right there off. Bag up some bolts and brackets and things that we got laying around on the floor, just to make sure we know what's what. You know, we've been losing a little bit of coolant coming out of a few hoses, a little oil drippage. That's why we put
That's what the coolant's looking like, if you're wondering.
yeah,
Some
there's
other
trash
junk is in there
too.
That's
but yeah.
not that was not in the coolant.
No.
Our oil spilled right there.
Yeah.
Look good, no metal shavings, and doesn't even look crazy dark.
So anyway, that's pretty much the block.
Some pulleys,
Some pulleys and stuff. Cool.
thingy.
So we'll
Thermostat
probably pull
housing.
1 or 2 extra things off like this.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
get that off, that hose that we got to do. But that's pretty much the bulk of it. I mean, really, this motor, once you get the intake off and all that wiring and all that kind of stuff, it really opens up this side of the motor pretty good. Yeah, I think we got to get this thermostat housing and stuff off.
Our
So
pulleys.
we'll work on some of that stuff, but I think for now we're gonna stop because it's probably 10 o'clock at night-ish, 9:30, 10, somewhere in there. And he's got to get back to dog sitting for a friend of ours, and I need to get some sleep. So I think that's it for now. So success on today's mission of getting the intake off, and a couple other things so we get to the block. Like I said, we'll clean up a few other things, and I'd say come back next time and we're gonna start cracking the valve cover off, see what's in there, maybe even get the head separated. That's probably what we'll do. So you'll have to come back and see what we do, how far we get. This is kind of a work on it when we can and get how far we can, but so far so good. We haven't broke anything that we know of. So come back next time.